Welcome back, farm kids. Today we are going to read How the Camel Got His Hump. When the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work with man, there was a camel, and he lived in the middle of the vast howling desert because he was lazy and did not want to work. And besides, he was a howler himself. So he ate sticks and thorns and tamarisks and milkweed and prickles. He was most sluggish, and when anybody spoke to him, he said, "Humph," just humph, and no more. When the horse came to him on Monday morning with a saddle on his back and a bit in his mouth and said, "Camel, come out and run like the rest of us." "Humph," said the camel, and the horse went away and told the man. Then the dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, "Camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us." "Humph," said the camel, and the dog went away and told the man. Finally, the ox came to him with the yoke on his neck and said, "Camel, come and plow like the rest of us." "Humph," said the camel, and the ox went away and told the man. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, "Three, I'm very sorry for you, with the world so new and all, but that humph thing in the desert can't work, or he would have been here by now. So I'm going to leave him alone, and you must work double time to make up for it." That made the three very angry. One day, there came along the Dinge in charge of all deserts, rolling in a cloud of dust. Dinge always traveled this way because it is magic. And he stopped to take a powwow with the three. "Dinge of all deserts," said the horse, "is it right for anyone to be lazy with the world so new and all?" "Certainly not," said the Dinge. "Well," said the horse, "there's a thing in the middle of the howling desert, and he's a howler himself, with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot, whistling, 'That's my camel for all the gold in Arabia.' What does he say about it?" "He says, 'Humph,'" said the dog, "and he won't fetch and carry." "Does he say anything else?" "Only humph, and he won't plow," said the ox. "Very good," said the Dinge. "I'll humph him if you will kindly wait a minute." The Dinge rolled himself up in his dust cloak and took a bearing across the desert, and found the camel, most slothful, looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. "My long and bubbling friend," said the Dinge, "what's this I hear of you doing no work with the world so new and all?" "Humph," said the camel. The Dinge sat down with his chin in his hand and began to think a great magic, while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. "You've given the three extra work ever since Monday morning, all on account of your laziness," said the Dinge. And he went on thinking of magic with his chin in his hand. "Humph," said the camel. "I shouldn't say that again if I were you," said the Dinge. "You might say it once too often. Bubbles, I want you to work." And the camel said, "Humph," again. But no sooner had he said it than he saw his back that he was so proud of, puffing up into a great big lolloping hump. "Do you see that?" said the Dinge. "That's your very own humph that you've brought upon yourself by not working. Today is Thursday, and you've done no work since Monday, when the work began. Now you are going to work." "How can I?" said the camel, "with this hump on my back?" "That's made with a purpose," said the Dinge. "All because you missed those 3 days, you will be able to work for 3 days without eating, because you can live off of your hump. And don't you ever say I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the three and behave. Humph yourself." And the camel humphed himself, humph and all, and went to join the three. And from that day forward, the camel always wears a hump, and is still a bit embarrassed by it. But he has never caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world, and he is still learning how to behave. A team is only as good as its weakest member. When the camel refused to help the three due to his laziness, he caused the work to slow down, and the three became angry and tired. Once the camel learned his lesson and became part of the team, the work went faster, and everyone was able to have time to enjoy the beginning of the world and even be a little lazy every now and then.